I'd like to tell you about the 3 C's, which are very important and are the fundamentals to building a fan base, which should be your long-term strategy. So the first C is connection. If you're connecting with people, then they are watching you and giving you their attention. This is the first step of converting them into a fan and a supporter of your art. Now, I've heard it said that busking isn't so much about making money, it's about making people late. Think about it. If people are so engaged in what you're doing as a busker, then that they forget what they were doing and they end up being late, then that means you've emotionally connected, and that person is likely to talk about you to others that might film you and share it and become a lifelong fan. Now, the second step is to communicate, which is the second C. Communicate to your audience. This can be done in a number of ways. Firstly, it's about putting out your message, your music, and telling people what you want them to do, giving them a clear call to action. Now, you might think asking for money or telling people you've got things to sell is sleazy, and it's not you, but it's all about how you do it. Now, one way is to play a few songs, 2 or 3 songs, and then just talk briefly about who you are, what you're doing, and how they can help. So it might go something like this. Well, it's great to be playing for you folks today. My name's Spence, and it's my first time here in what town? People said to come here because the folks are friendly and generous. Well, they're friendly anyway. This is my living, so I'd really appreciate it if you throw a little love in my case today so I can get to the next town and buy some strings. I've got CDs here for £10. If you've taken pictures or filmed me today, then please send them to my Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, as I'd love to see them. My favourite picture at the end of the day, I'll send you download for my new single. Here it is. This is my new single, blah blah blah. Or you could say the next song I'm going to play is track 4 on my album, blah blah blah. If you insert this type of call to action after every few songs, it gives people an invitation to approach you and maybe buy something, maybe tip you, or even book you for a gig, or all 3. Which then brings us on to the third step, which is converting people into fans. Now, if you've read Kevin Kelly's 1000 True Fans, then you'll be familiar with the concept or the theory that we don't need to be multi-platinum selling artists with a fan base of millions to earn a living. Just 1,000 fans paying you £100 a year is, that's right, £100,000 a year, which is pretty good wage in anyone's, it's pretty good salary for anyone, isn't it? So think about your long-term aims of building a fan base, and it helps you to focus on a larger vision and stops you thinking about too much about the daily takings. This is why it's important to have a sign with your name and contact details clearly on it. Most people are in a hurry, so if they can't see your sign, you may have just lost an opportunity to gain a fan. An online payment system is also essential. In today's world, cash is becoming less used, and mobile payments are becoming the norm. So display the details for your PayPal or whatever app that you're using. Make sure that's clearly displayed as well, so people know where to pay you. So this has 3 advantages over cash. 1, it means you don't have to carry cash around with you. And 2, and more importantly, you will have the person's email or phone number, so you can then communicate with them and convert them into a fan. The third advantage is that people tend to give more online than if they had cash. So if they had some change in their pocket, they might give you £1, but if they're paying you online, they might give you at least £5 or $5 or whatever currency you're in. So to summarize, the 3 C's look like this. First, you connect, get people's attention through your performance. Then communicate. Tell them what you need from them, i.e. you're looking for tips or your CD sales, or you want them to sign up to your social media, or preferably all 3. And then you can convert them. Once they've connected with you via social media or online payments, then you've started a relationship, and you can build on that by offering more of yourself to them and convert them into a fan who will go on then to support your career. So now you have a strategy, a plan of action, and a goal of converting people into fans. This is to illustrate the 3 C's of connecting, communicating, and converting. So over here, this is you playing away and the music wafting out, and these are the passers-by, this is the public, and you connecting to them with your music. And the next thing is communicate. So you are then communicating what your message is to the people. So about your online stuff, your albums, your CDs, connecting to them and saying that you're busking and you're welcoming tips. So you're kind of instructing them what to do. Now, this is the first kind of layer, if you like, of communicating. Then you communicate that you'd like them to join your mailing list or connect to you on Facebook or on Instagram or TikTok or whichever one you're using, or YouTube, for example. And then you can carry on the communication online. So once they're joined into you and they're connected to you and they're communicating with you, you can then, see where I'm going? Convert them into fans. So they go from just regular people, the public, and through connecting and communicating with them, they become converted into fans. Now, obviously, all this is done usually on mobile phones nowadays, but on the computers as well. So you can see how the circle continues. Now, once you're online, you continue to connect through music, through your message, through sharing your behind the scenes stuff with them. Anything that you do on social media is connecting and communicating with them. How you're doing, what's going on with your life, your new songs, new tours, new albums, all that kind of stuff. You're communicating to them, and it helps convert them into paying customers, into fans that actually buy stuff from you, your new music, your merchandise, and so on. So you can see how the 3 C's go in offline. So when you're busking, you're connecting and communicating with people and converting them into fans. And then once they're online, once they've signed up to your mailing list or they've liked you on Facebook, then you can continue to connect, communicate, and convert with them. Okay, it's very simple. But it's also a great way of looking at busking. Is the first step of connecting with people, getting new fans, creating new fans from the general public. So that's the 3 C's. See you on the next video.